For those of you who don't know me, my name is Naaman Schlegel. I'm principal here at Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes Elementary. I'd like to thank you all for coming and extend a warm welcome to one of our board members, Sarah Jane Brace, who is here with us today. Today we're here to celebrate the opening of a new school. It is very important not just for the students and the families of Hayes Elementary, but for the entire Allentown School District community. So thank you again for coming, and at this time I'm going to turn things over to Deputy Superintendent, Ms. Jen Ramos.
Thank you, Mr. Schlegel. I'm super excited to be here. I remember actually working with a lot of the teachers and staff from McKinley and Cleveland when we were designing the building. And I can't tell you how proud I am of how it turned out with Mr. Smith and our leadership team, and just everything that everybody every little touch that people wanted to see came to life in the building. So I really hope that you all are as proud of the building as I am. So I'm gonna go a little bit off script today because I know we're celebrating the time capsule, and I know we're celebrating the first year at Hayes. But I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the fact that there's a couple teachers here who are celebrating their last year, actually their first year here at Hayes. So I want to actually recognize those staff members here today and celebrate them a bit. So one of them isn't here today. Miss Krauthamel is an art teacher, and she served, I actually talked to HR this morning, since 2003 in the district, serving art education with our students in some of the most challenging times. So I know she's not here, but I would like to thank her for her service. Fawn Albert. Fawn started with the district in 1985, I believe. Came back in 2010, but thank you for all your service to the students of the district. Miss Costello. Miss Costello's been in the district since 1995, a learning support teacher. Quite the advocate. I actually can, in my head, see myself entering Cleveland and Miss Costello sort of running through the hallway on her way somewhere with something that she was going to use to engage her students. Miss Costello, thank you for your service. Tim Carney, 1987. Your leadership in the AEA is something I have always respected. Your passion for learning is evident in all that you do and in the emails that you send. I hope I continue to receive them each Sunday evening, even during your retirement. And last but not least, Mrs. Knoll. 1987 as well, Mrs. Knoll, but Mrs. Knoll and I go back a bit. So I met Mrs. Knoll in 1999 when I was a senior in college, student teaching at Cleveland, with Mrs. Dotterer, who partnered with Mrs. Knoll. They shared students, and I had the absolute privilege of learning what effective teaching looks like from one of the best. So thank you, Mrs. So, Mr. Schlegel, I'm thrilled to be here. So proud of the school. I'm proud of what you've done to unify your staff. So thank you for including me.
Next up, we have Mrs. Juliet Saba, our assistant principal here at Hayes Elementary, doing a tribute to Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes.
I'm short, so.
The heritage of the past is the seed that brings forth the harvest of the future. This quote was special to Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes. It was so special that she expressed it during her response at her swearing in as Chief of the Army Nurse Corps. At that time, she was stating her happiness with the expansion and involvement of the Army Nurse Corps during the wars our countries faced during the mid-20th century. She was very proud of the goals achieved by the Nurse Corps, but she also comprehended the value of setting goals and meeting future objectives in her work. In her time as chief, she focused on the future of nursing and its impact on our military. By blending the warmth of tending to patients and the demands of medical technology, molding the art of nursing, emphasizing understanding, compassion, proficiency, and technical skill. Hayes believed that education was the only way to achieve those perceptions. At the time as chief, she became the first woman in U.S. Army history to be recognized in rank as general officer. The achievement of Brigadier General all began with the dreams of an Allentown girl. Born in 1920 as Anna Mae Violet McCabe in Buffalo, New York, to parents Father Daniel Joseph McCabe and Mother Florence Humphrey, both of her parents were officers in the Salvation Army. During her childhood, the McCabe family moved several times but settled in Allentown in 1932. Hayes attended Central Junior High, now Central Elementary School, and Allentown High School, which is now William Allen High School, graduating with honors in 1937. Hayes had a love of music, playing the piano, the organ, the French horn, and wanted to go to Juilliard School to study music, but due to a lack of funds for tuition, she decided to pursue nursing. Following her high school studies, Hayes enrolled at the Allentown General Hospital School of Nursing in 1939, from which she graduated in 1941, having obtained a diploma in nursing. Like many women at the time of World War, Hayes decided to join the military to help serve the needs of her country. She joined the Army Nurse Corps and was sent to India in 1943. She continued to pursue her nursing job and also continued her education. Once she became Chief of the Army Corps, a position she held until her retirement on August 31st, 1971. She traveled to Vietnam 3 times to monitor American nurses stationed there. She also managed the development of new training programs, an increase in the number of nurses serving overseas. In 1970, Hayes was promoted to rank of Brigadier General, and on June 11, 1970, she said in her address that the general stars she received reflected the dedicated, selfless, and often heroic efforts of Army nurses throughout the world since 1901 in time of peace and war. Her stars are reflected in the Hayes logo and are represented on all our school signage. Her work as military leader led the way for several changes to military policy. Hayes made several recommendations regarding the treatment of women, including the privileges of female officers compared to their male counterparts. Many of her recommendations were actually accepted into military policy. A dedicated and humble revolutionary of her time, focused on continual learning and professional growth, Hayes defines the heritage of our past. And as we all stand here today, we recognize that her legacy is actually the seed that will continue to bring forth the harvest of the future of all Allentown students. Thank you.
All right, next up, we're going to have some items of the inaugural year here at Hayes, and leading that off will be Mr. Tim Carney.
Thank you, Jen Ramos, for giving permission to go off script. No. Okay. I have some riddles, some jokes, some puzzles, some puppets and things, but I'll stick to the script. In ASD, our commitment to excellence, partnership, and equity means that we believe in honoring each student's unique qualities, ensuring equity of access and opportunities, nurturing the pursuit of lifelong learning, strengthening partnerships with families and communities, promoting cultural responsiveness, building trust and mutual respect. When we first started to think about our core values, we assessed our why at Hayes. We thought about our vision. Each and every student, with the active support of the entire Hayes community, will leave Hayes Elementary School ready to thrive in middle school. How do we accomplish the vision? Our mission is to ensure that each and every student will complete elementary school by having their individual needs met through active engagement in a rigorous, safe, and nurturing learning environment. At Hayes, we wanted our core values not only to reflect the district's core values, but also reflect our school's vision and mission. Our commitment to academic excellence, community partnership, and equity means that we believe in one community, one school, one team, and one goal. to repeat after me when I say that. I'm not, all right. One community.
One community.
Connecting to our local community and building partnerships that support student success. One school.
One school.
Creating a safe, clean school with the latest teaching and learning technologies and encourage 21st century skill development. One team.
One team.
Developing a collaborative team of educators who are focusing on meeting student needs. Lastly, one goal.
One goal.
Building a data-driven instructional environment that supports a comprehensive school-wide improvement plan. And next. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carney. Moving on with talking about our mascot selection process, Mrs. Fawn Albert.
I had no intention, absolutely none, to go off script until Mr. Carney came up here. And because of that, I have to say there's only ever going to be one Tim Carney. One Tim Carney! All right, going back to the script and telling you a little bit about our mascot. With a new school comes a new mascot. In the fall of this year, a mascot naming process was launched with our new school community. Members of our community were able to submit prospective mascots for Hayes. We received over 120 submissions. Although we had several requests to be the Hayes princesses, the ninjas, and the dragons, we narrowed down our list to 3. The generals, the hawks, and the heroes. Our school community voted in coordination with our national presidential election. That way our students were able to experience the voting process, choosing their top choice between the 3. Heroes received the most votes. Hawks came in second place. Heroes are admired for their achievements and noble qualities. They show great courage in the face of adversity. Heroes can look and be different from each other, yet all are valuable. The meaning of a hero has truly taken on a new meaning during this global pandemic year. We feel that choosing heroes as our mascot is a great choice, and through time we'll continue to pay homage to all of our local community heroes that have emerged during the COVID-19 pandemic. So now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you, for the first time, our hero, Briggy!
Yeah, Briggy!
All right, Brady. Good job. Thank you, Mrs. Albert. Moving on to the ways of Hayes, we have Mrs. Lisa Knoll.
How do you follow Briggy? That's impossible. As we came together as one school, it was vital for our students to understand our school culture. We wanted our school-wide expectations to reflect the culture of our growing school community. This is just like being on Zoom. As anyone who travels throughout the building, it's very easy to see our ways of Hayes, school-wide expectations, exemplified in different areas. That's a sign right there. Exemplified in different areas of the school. Classrooms, hallways, bathrooms, cafeteria, playground, offices. Students are able to see what it means to be heroes in detail in different areas of the building. The Ways of Hayes was developed on our heroes branding. The Ways of Hayes, sorry, now I just realized I could take that off, guides students and teachers to understand the expectations of our school community. I'm not going to make you take a quiz or cheer, but H is for helpful, E is for engaged, R is for respectful, O, organized, E, enthusiastic, S, safe. Being heroes not only helps to guide our positive school culture and the Ways of Hayes, but it also echoes the personality and work of Anna Mae Hayes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Knoll. And doing our last part, talking about our logo, is Mrs. Evelyn Costello.
All right, I've been told numerous times not to go off the script. But here we go. Heroes not only helps to guide our positive school culture in the ways of Hayes, but it also echoes the personality and work, as she said. And we're going to move on to our logo, but first we must recognize the number of schools that have helped build our community. Our logo was developed by the Jew sitting here, Mr. Schlegel, and Mrs. Oh my gosh, getting old. Hey, I am the oldest here in the school now. So let me go through. The star is for the general, receives in the U.S. Army. The 4 lines represent the core value, as Tim said, 1 community, 1 school, 1 team, and 1 goal. The letter H stands for Hayes and Heroes, and the color green is from Cleveland, one of our schools. The blue is represent one of the school also from McKinley, and let's see, I'm reading here. What? The Pentagon. No, the blue Pentagon is from the 5 schools. All right, the ASD logo we have, and the cape represents the mascot, our heroes. And of course, we have our official name of our school. And I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Costello.
Yeah.
The next part of our ceremony will be filling of the time capsule. I hope you had the opportunity to come up here and see all the different artifacts that will be going in our time capsule box. From McKinley Elementary, some of the artifacts, there is a binder featuring a letter from the last principal at McKinley Elementary, Mrs. Custer, the staff notebook, as well as other schedules, newsletters, and meeting agendas. In addition, there are many pictures of McKinley Elementary featured at the back of that binder. Also from McKinley will be a program from the 1951 McKinley Elementary dedication ceremony. There is student work from their 100th birthday celebration at McKinley Elementary. Also a 1986 McKinley Wizard of Oz program from a school play. In addition, the McKinley Final Year Picture Directory, and also some swag, a Stallion Beanie Baby, and some McKinley Stallion socks. From Cleveland Elementary, artifacts include 2 Cleveland mugs, a travel mug and a more your traditional mug, as well as wooden chips that say Cleveland Elementary. In addition, the final Cleveland yearbook, which was created last year, telling the entire story of Cleveland Elementary, that served a dual purpose as last year's 1920 academic yearbook, as well as a history book that all members of Cleveland's family received. And also a Cleveland t-shirt. Moving on to Hayes Elementary, obviously since the time capsule's here, we wanted to include tons of Hayes stuff. With swag, we have the Hayes t-shirt, as well as a lanyard. In addition, we have the invitation to today's dedication ceremony, as well as artifacts of Ways of Hayes, our logo with descriptions of each part, and sheets about our core values, administration, pictures of the staff, our first temporary logo, as well as now our current official logo. In addition, a letter that I read, that I will read at the end, is going in there, that I wrote, not read, as well as a morning call copy after our first day of bringing students in, which was April 16th. Am I missing anything? Oh, and a Hayes mug. We're throwing a Hayes mug in there too. So the time capsule is going to be jam-packed, and in addition to all of these great artifacts, we wanted to include some student narratives about their first year here at Hayes. So we have a few of our 5th grade heroes here with us today who are going to come up and read their narratives about their first year here at Hayes Elementary. And starting that is 5th grader Shania.
Time Capsule by Shania Henderson. Virtual learning is so hard. During my 5th grade school year, I did not get to go to school because of COVID-19 until May 2021. I had to learn through the computer. Virtual learning is so hard. I feel like I did not learn anything. I was constantly kicked out of Zoom due to so many people logging on. Also, I'd rather write with my hands versus typing. In addition, I like to do fun things with my classmates to bring us together. Zoom was lonely even though I could see my classmates. The computer program was overwhelming and did not provide personal support like in-person school. On May 19, 2021 was my first day of in-person school. That day I felt amazing. We did lots of fun activities, which is what school should be about. Learning through fun and interactions. I just wish there were more people in school.
Thank you, Shania. Up next is Rihanna.
Hi, my name is Rihanna Alice Hidalgo. I am 10 years old. My birthday is August 10th, 2012. I was born in the Dominican Republic. I have 2 little sisters and 1 big brother and my parents. My favorite thing to do is spend time with my family. Coming to Hayes for the first time. Coming to Hayes for the first time. The first time coming back to Hayes, I felt nervous but also excited. The only reason I felt like that is because I get to see all my friends, teacher, and almost everyone I know. And it's so cool to be in the school building because when I first stepped in, I felt so proud to be in the school after all these days of virtual learning. It has been so boring and tiring. It is also tiring that we have to wear masks in the school, but now coronavirus has been going a little better. But I know that we can make it through this coronavirus because we are his heroes. My hopes are for people to not be locked up in their house and to stop wearing masks.
Thank you, Rihanna. Next up, we have Anaya.
My story about the pandemic, the students' view. What a very, very weird year. I never thought of school on a computer 2020 through 2021 and working with a teacher that I never met in person. It was so awkward and hard on the first day. The teacher was talking, everybody was just staring or had their computers up to the ceiling, or even not have their camera on at all. It was weird. The pandemic was the worst. We always had to wear this hot face mask I could barely breathe in. We have to wear them in stores, doctor's offices, and most places you go. I was in 5th grade. This school just opened. The school was named after a Brigadier General who went to Allen High School. Zoom online and seeing my teacher online was getting like an everyday thing. I did not start panicking for everything she said to go on. I remember the apps. There was so many breaks. I kind of did not mind because I always play a game on all the breaks. I could get, but I didn't like so many breaks because it started to get boring. The work was very strange too. There was Edgenuity who did daily lecture, which I'm not that new to because I had to do them grades 3 through 5, aka when this was happening, I was half of 4th and 5th grade. These was being the top things that I needed to remember how to get on or how to do. Somewhere in May, the school said that the building could be open, but we had to go in groups. There was Group A, aka days Monday through Friday, which was me, and Group B, which is Thursday and Friday. Oh shit, I messed up. Some people that I don't know or never saw because their camera was up to the ceiling or either off, so I never saw their faces, but I memorized their sailing. On the first day of school, I almost got lost. Some teachers helped me. I had to go up 48 stairs, and I was sweating like I just ran a marathon. That was 2 days long. My legs was tired, and still I had to walk halfway down the hall to get to my classroom. I was holding my breath, trying not to seem like I was out of breath. I almost cried on the 10th step. Some of my siblings and friends was all on the second floor because they're 1 through 3rd graders, so I was walking by myself. I saw some faces from last year. I didn't say hi. I don't know why I didn't. Now here I am writing a time capsule about the pandemic. So that's how it was online and in the building in the pandemic. I am looking forward to middle school, and I'm excited to go and maybe get lost in the hallways.
Thank you, Anaya. Next up, we have Yasmin.
Hello, my dear teachers and students. I am Yasmin Mashif, and I'm here to read to you my crazy 5th grade adventure. School isn't usually all that fun and crazy, but this year totally was. Learning online was so much harder than I thought it would be. First of all, in the beginning of the year, we faced many difficulties trying to get everyone under control on the school programs. Also, virtual learning caused a lack of motivation for everyone, and many people, including me, weren't motivated enough to do their work. And it was very hard for me to concentrate and understand properly because I was at my home and many things were distracting me. I can say that this was one of the hardest, most complicated years of my life. I tried my best, but I think that this year would have been better in person. However, I'm very proud and happy that I made it to the end of the 2021 virtual school year. I have seen some crazy and hilarious things on Zoom. There are many things worth remembering, like the Animal Print Thursday, the day I would wear a cheetah print shirt and wear it every Thursday to keep the tradition going, or the Kit Kat contest between me and my favorite teacher, Miss Kalchner, to see who has more snacks, or my blue couch that Miss Kalchner would wave to every morning, or Naomi's red curtains and Arge's gray blanket and Daniel's weekend, and so much more. I can't forget the "can you believe it" phrase that Miss Kelchner always used to say because it has become true, because I can't believe that 5th grade is almost over. I learned a lot from this year. One thing that I learned is that things don't always work out the way we want them to, and that there is always a bright side to everything. I will miss this class and everything in it, and this is just a drop in the sea of my crazy 5th grade experience during COVID-19. Thank you for choosing me.
Thank you, Yasmin. And our last 5th grader reading today, Siri.
This is my story about exams. One of the craziest years I experienced was 2020 through 2021. I never have experienced this in my life. I never thought that something like this was going to happen in my life. Seeing all my classmates through the computer screen is the least thing I expected. At a point we went to the school, well, we had the tour, so I decided to go to school to see it, the new building. And I also made some friends. It was weird because we saw some people's feelings online. It was hilarious. We laughed and talked online. It wasn't so bad as I thought of it in the beginning when we started school. I'm proud that I got an opportunity to go to the school and be a leader in the school. How I was a leader in school is because 5th graders are the oldest ones in elementary, and I was in 5th. I was glad to be a leader for all the younger kids. The people who went to school came in 2 days a week, and they had to wash their hands or use hand sanitizer and use a face mask for the whole day. The school gave us breaks about 5 to 10 minutes, so that gave us a moment to take a break and put our mask down. But we couldn't talk if we had our mask down. We could still eat in school, play in the playground, and talk to your friends with the mask on. If you touch anything, you needed to wash your hands or put sanitizers. If our classmates wanted to talk to each other, we would do a Zoom meeting when class ended, so we can know each other even more. We would joke around, laugh, and talk to each other. This is so much that if I wrote this, it would take me a long time to finish.
Thank you, Siri. Okay, as we're coming to the conclusion, I wrote a letter to go in the time capsule. I thought it was only fitting, and I wrote it to an audience for 50 to 100 years from now. So a lot of this will kind of we're all used to it, but I did want to read it out loud. As we finish the inaugural year of Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes Elementary School, I feel it is only appropriate to write this letter to serve as a narrative of the start of Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes Elementary School. I feel, as the first principal of the building, it is my professional duty to ensure this information is recorded in a manner that can preserve the history of this building. During initial planning for the new elementary school, Allentown School District reached out to the community with a survey to gain information about what the community thought should reside in the community building. It is believed that Hayes Elementary is the first elementary school in the state of Pennsylvania with an attached community building. The community responded, sharing that they would love to see spaces for early childhood education, health services, a food pantry, and an adult education space, all of which are parts of the community building. The school was built with several key features: a 3-story main lobby, an expansive multi-purpose room with a fully functioning stage, a large school library, a beautiful art classroom, and flexible learning spaces found on each floor of the school. Another major focus of Hayes Elementary is the installation of a magnitude of technology to assist student learning in a variety of ways. The Allentown School District officially began construction with the groundbreaking ceremony on October 31st, 2018 that took place just inside the school property by 13th Street. Construction moved rather quickly until the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, which shut down construction for 6 weeks. Due to this, the school could not be occupied until August 16, 2020. In October 2019, the Allentown School District began collecting prospective names for the new school from school district stakeholders. In January 2020, a committee was formed containing administrators, teachers, parents, and students from Cleveland and McKinley Elementary Schools, as well as Allentown School District board members and administrators. A total of over 90 potential names were submitted, and through a 3-phase selection process, 3 prospective names were recommended to the superintendent's office. From those 3 names, local hero Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes was selected. Anna Mae Hayes was the first female ever in the U.S. military to reach the rank of general. She grew up in Allentown, attended Central Junior High and Allen High Schools, graduating in 1937. Choosing this name was significant as it was the first time a school in the Allentown School District was named after a female. The first official day of school at Brigadier General Anna Mae Hayes Elementary School was on September 8, 2020. However, not a single student physically entered the school this day. The school year began with all students attending school virtually. This continued the first 3 quarters of the school year. Finally, on April 16, 2021, the Allentown School District switched to a hybrid model, allowing students who wish to attend in person the option to physically attend school for 2 days a week. The 4th quarter has been different as many students and staff must wear masks, stay 6 feet apart, and cannot work in groups or pairs. Teachers are teaching students sitting in front of them, as well as students through the computer and Zoom, a video conferencing software. Students have not been able to sit together at lunch, attend school-wide assemblies, take part in after-school activities, or go to related arts designated areas of the building. With all this said, the incredible teachers of Hayes Elementary, Juliet Saba and I worked tirelessly to find creative ways to make this different school year fun and interesting for our students. We incorporated restorative circles, a variety of spirit weeks, virtual family and community engagement events, as well as virtual assemblies and presentations in an effort to keep students engaged. As building principal, my top priority this year was instilling a culture at the school that brought the large group of teachers together to work collaboratively on teams throughout meeting and exceeding the high expectations. Bringing full staffs from 2 small, close-knit schools, as well as groups of teachers from 2 other elementary schools and teachers from 6 different schools proved to be a monumental task. Add in a global pandemic that prevents the staff from physically meeting with their teams makes this task nearly impossible. Although I cannot say that we have fully met this task of bringing together the staff as one cohesive unit, I am confident saying that we have instilled a culture that promotes teamwork and cohesiveness. This will continue to be a priority as we plan to change the narrative of this part of the city moving forward in years to come. In this first year, Julia and I accomplished many critical tasks necessary to manage a successful school. We built schedules conducive to student learning, built a virtual school community that allows for home and school communication as well as work submission, incorporated a magnitude of procedures and protocols to ensure school-wide effectiveness in operations. In addition, we facilitated the selection of the school mascot, developed the core values of the school, as well as developed and rolled out an extensive school-wide positive behavior plan. As we close out the final few days of the first year at Hayes, I'm extremely thankful for the opportunity that I have been given this year and am honored to be principal of this beautiful school, these great students, and this incredible staff. I'm hoping to be principal at Hayes Elementary for years to come and continue to strive to help foster a lifelong love for learning within all of our students. My hope is that Hayes Elementary continues to build on this great momentum and becomes an institution of annual success, strong rigor, and high expectations. Sincerely, Naaman Schlegel, Principal, Brigadier General, Anime Hayes Elementary. All right, thank you. So, I want to thank everyone for coming out today. We will, in August, be having an official opening ceremony and ribbon cutting ceremony, but we wanted to have something for the time capsule here before the end of the school year ends to incorporate our 5th grade students. Anyone who's interested at the conclusion of this ceremony may enter the building here, go straight through our 3-story main lobby, out the front doors, and down to the corner of the building at 12th and Gordon, where the time capsule will be placed and sealed inside our cornerstone and will be sealed for the conceivable future. Thank you again for attending, and have a great rest of your day.